Hey guys, welcome back. So today I'm going to do a video where I do one side of my face using drugstore makeup and the other side of my face using high-end makeup. So on this side of my face I use high-end products, and then on this side of my face I use drugstore products. And I will add up the total price of all the products I used and let you know how much each side of my face costs. And I think they came out pretty similar. You know, I don't think it looks like one side of my face is better than the other. I think they look basically the same. So if you'd like to see how I did my full face using half drugstore and half high-end products, then please keep watching. So this side of my face is going to be the more affordable side, so like the drugstore makeup side, and then this side of my face is going to be the high-end or more expensive makeup side, so like Sephora and Ulta. On this side of my face, I used the Milani Prime Perfection Face Primer. This is the hydrating and pore minimizing one, and it is oil-free. And then I used on this side of my face the Too Faced Hangover RX Replenishing Face Primer. And I use these two products because, well, for one thing, I don't have that many drugstore primers in my collection for my face. This is the only one that I have that is a hydrating primer, so it's kind of similar to the Hangover RX one. These are on my face right now. And then for my nose, where I get more oily and I have large pores, I used the Maybelline Baby Skin Instant Pore Eraser on this side of my nose. And then I use the Benefit Porefessional on the other side of my nose. So these are the two products that I used on my nose. I only really put it there though. So first off, I'm going to put on some foundation. So for the drugstore side, I'm going to use the Revlon Color Stay Combination Oily Foundation. And this has SPF 15 in it. And this one is in the shade Buff 150. And then for the high-end side, I'm going to use the IT Cosmetics Your Skin But Better CC Plus Cream. And this one is in the shade Fair. So I chose these two products because they both have pretty similar full coverage, and they both are pretty similar in shade. Some of my other foundations might be a little bit more yellow or a little bit darker, depending on like if I have a tan or not. So these two are actually pretty similar in shade, and even though this is a CC cream, it basically works as a full coverage foundation in my opinion. So I'm going to put these on my face. Okay, so this is the Revlon foundation. And then on this side is the IT Cosmetics CC cream. And now for concealer, I'm going to use the Catrice Liquid Camouflage Concealer, and this is in the shade Light Beige. And then the Too Faced Born This Way Concealer in the shade Light. These are the two concealers I'm going to use. So first with the Catrice one, just applying it underneath my eyes like normal. So on my eyelid to prime my eyes for eyeshadow. And now I'm doing the Too Faced one on this side. So now to set my face, I'm going to use the Cinema Secrets Ultralucent Setting Powder in the shade Colorless, and then the LA Girl Pro Powder in the shade Banana Yellow. So on each side of my face. Okay, so now that my face is all set, I'm going to move on to bronzer. So for this side of my face, I'm going to use the Benefit Cheekathon palette. I'm going to use the Hoola bronzer right here. And then for this side of my face, I'm going to use the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. This one right here. And I'm going to use the same bronzers to contour my nose. Okay, so now for blush, I'm going to use the Tarte Amazonian Clay 12-Hour Blush in the shade Celebrated. This one, it's really pretty. And then for this side, I'm going to use the Physicians Formula Butter Blush in the shade Plum Rose. They're pretty similar in color. Actually, they're both like kind of like muted rose pinky shades. They're both really wearable shades that aren't like too vibrant, that look really natural. For highlight, I'm going to use the Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in the shade Opal So this is just their pressed highlight. And then for the drugstore side, I'm going to use the Essence Pure Nude Highlight in the shade Be My Highlight. So these two shades, and they look pretty similar. They're both like kind of that really pretty pale champagne type shade. It's not too gold, but it's not like too pink. So this is the Essence highlight, and it actually applies really nicely. It looks pretty natural, but it still has a lot of pigmentation and, you know, it's still pretty glowy. And this is the Becca highlight, and it kind of looks pretty similar actually. Like they actually look pretty similar on the skin. Okay, so now that the face is all done, I'm going to move on to eyes. So I'll zoom in a little bit. So I'm going to use the Urban Decay Naked Ultimate Basics palette for the high-end side. And then for the drugstore side, I'm going to use these e.l.f. Mad for Matte palettes. I have the original Mad for Matte and then the Mad for Matte 2. I'm going to use both of these, I think, because there's some shades in each one that I want to use, depending on what ones I use in the Urban Decay one. These kind of like combined make the Urban Decay Naked Basics palette. So to start out, I'm going to take the shade right here, and it's called Faith. I'm just going to add this to my crease as a transition shade. And then in the e.l.f. Mad for Matte palette, I'm going to take the shade here for my transition shade. And I'm going to take the shade Commando up here, and I'm just going to add this to my eyelid and blend it into that crease shade. And then in the Mad for Matte palette, I'm going to take this one and put this on my lid. I'm going to take the shade called Below up here, and I'm going to add that to my brow bone. And then I'll use this shade in the Mad for Matte palette. Now I'm going to take the shade Extra Bitter, this like burnt orangish brown shade, and I'm going to apply that to my crease and on the outer corner, just to add a little bit of dimension and depth. And then in the e.l.f. Mad for Matte 2 palette, I'm going to take this shade right here and use that in my crease, just like I did with the Extra Bitter shade. And then I deepened up that shade on this side because it was a little bit lighter. I just mixed a little bit of this brown shade in with the orange shade so that they would look about the same on each eye. And then I also mixed a little bit of this shade in to kind of bring out a little bit of the warmth in with that shade so that they kind of match a little bit better. For my lower lash line, I think I'll just mix this shade in with this shade and just smoke out the lower lash line. And then for the other side, for my lower lash line, I'll use the shade, and I might mix a little bit of the shade Faith in with it. So now for some eyeliner, I'm going to do a winged line on each side. So for this side, I'm going to use the M Cosmetics Illustrative Eyeliner Brush Tip. And then on this side, I'm going to use the NYX Matte Liquid Liner. So these two will be going on my eyes. And now for mascara, I'm going to use the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara on this side and the L'Oreal Voluminous Caramelac mascara on this side. I would use that new L'Oreal mascara, the Lash Paradise one, because that one is supposed to be a dupe for this one, but I don't have it, so I'll have to use this one. So now finally for my lips, I'm going to use the Urban Decay lipstick in the shade Native. This is just their regular lipstick. And then also the Maybelline matte lipstick in the shade Peach Buff. So this one will go on this side and this one will go on this side. Okay, so my camera turned off because it was running out of room, so I had to delete some stuff. But basically, just to finish my lips so that they look the same on each side, I topped the Urban Decay lipstick with some of the Too Faced Naked Dolly lipstick because it's a little bit more light pink, just to make it look a little bit lighter because the other side was much lighter. And then on top of the Maybelline lipstick on this side, since it was matte and the other side was not matte, I topped it with the Catrice Infinite Shine lip gloss in the shade Like a Nude Life. So now both sides of my lips look basically the same. It doesn't really look like I'm wearing two different lipstick on each side, at least I don't think it does. And now just to set my face, I'm going to use some makeup setting spray. So on this side, I'll use the Urban Decay Chill makeup setting spray, and on the Drugstore side, I'll use the Milani Make It Last setting spray. And I actually really like both of these products. So I'll try to just get it on the one side. So that finishes up my makeup using drugstore and high-end products on each side. So again, this side was the high-end side and then this side was the drugstore side. After finishing my face, I don't feel like there's that much of a difference between the two sides. I feel like they look pretty similar. So this is just to show you that if you don't want to spend a lot of money on makeup, you don't have to. You can definitely save money on makeup by purchasing products at the drugstore. There's a lot of good products at the drugstore that work just as well as high-end products, and they're way less expensive. So I just wanted to do this just to give you guys a little bit of an idea and some, like, you know, insight into what products I use that I like that are from the drugstore that work just as well as high-end products that are not necessarily dupes for them, like exact dupes, but in my opinion they work just as well. I'm going to add up the total price of all the products I use for each side of my face right over here somewhere so that you can see how much it costs to do this side and this side. You know, you're doing your full face of makeup, you could actually end up using a lot of products, which could add up. Even if you're using drugstore products, it still adds up. So it's nice to kind of see the difference in price if you are using all drugstore versus all high-end products. I mean, I still love high-end products and drugstore products. It's just that, you know, I want to do this so that those of you who don't want to spend a lot of money on makeup, you can still get a really nice, beautiful finish and have basically the same end result using drugstore products, just like as you would if you were using high-end products. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and let me know in the comments if you like seeing these types of videos so I could do more in the future. The Mad for Matte palettes from e.l.f. are actually really good. I feel like the e.l.f. Mad for Matte palettes are just as good as the Urban Decay Naked Ultimate Basics palette. I feel like they have really comparable blendability and pigmentation, and they're both really creamy and like they don't have a lot of fallout, and they're just really nice creamy shadows. So I would definitely recommend trying out those e.l.f. eyeshadow palettes if you like the Urban Decay Naked Ultimate Basics palette but you don't want to spend around $50+ on it because it's pretty expensive. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!